Hi everyone, it's Nicole here today for Honeybee Stamps, and I'm so excited. It is World Kindness Day, November 13th, 2018, and Honeybee is releasing this amazing new stamp set called You Are Loved, and proceeds from each sale of this stamp set are going to a wonderful project called Rachel's Challenge. I will be linking to the blog post on Honeybee so that you can read more about this, but this is a fantastic stamp set that I think works for so many things. It features amazing large sentiments, and I think they really can become the focal point of a card. I think they need to be the focal point of a card. I really think these are amazing. I see myself using these a lot. I think they're great for anyone and everyone, those who might be struggling, those who just need a little pick-me-up. I think this is just a really wonderful stamp set and a wonderful cause, and I'm so excited to be sharing this card with you. I'm starting my card with some Bristol Smooth cardstock trimmed to 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And I'm using the new geometric background from the Dearly Loved release. And using just some Post-it tape, you can use any kind of masking material here. And masking off this kind of in rows, this geometric pattern, and then inking in rainbow order. I wanted my card to be super bright and happy. For me, that is rainbow. I'm going very traditional with rainbow. I'm using candied apple, carved pumpkin, mustard seed, mowed lawn, salty ocean, and wilted violet distress inks on my Bristol background. And I'm doing kind of an ombre in each strip, where it's darker up at the top and then I lighten as I go down the row. You could do this however you wanted. You could even color each of these individual little triangles, geometric patterns in by masking off even more if you wanted to. But this, you guys, is so super fast and easy. And I will say, as I was working on this, I was a little concerned. I thought, oh, I don't know if I like it. And I'm really glad I persevered, because once I removed the masks, once I removed the stencil, I really loved it, especially after distressing the background with water from a distress sprayer. So we will be doing that as well. I reused my Post-it tape until I couldn't get it to stick anymore. After it's been stuck to material such as the stencil that has some ink on it already, it tends to not want to stick very well. But I try to reuse mine a couple times at least and get the most out of it as possible before switching. And I am simply alternating. This ended up working out really, really well, I felt like, and I got lots of the repeating rainbow in some form or fashion, which really made me happy. So you see a bit of those colors in 2 places across the card. I'll finish inking up these last couple, and then I'm going to remove all of the masks. I did secure my stencil to my background with Post-it tape so it didn't shift while I was working. Now I'm going to spritz this with water from a distress sprayer, and for me, this is where I was like, yep, I do like this background. I like it a lot. I'm going to like it even more once I get my sentiment stamped and all of the little hearts from the You Are Loved stamp set. Included in this awesome stamp set, all of the greetings work really well with the first phrase that says, remember you are. And then the choices are not alone, important, worthy, loved, amazing, enough. I chose to use enough, but I could see creating a whole set of these cards, quite frankly, and giving them to those who are struggling at different times, because I really love having these kinds of cards on hand to send or to give to those that really are needing something. And I think this is just, as I mentioned earlier, a fantastic stamp set. I'm so excited about it, and I think that Honeybee is amazing for releasing this on World Kindness Day, and also for the work they're doing with this stamp set. $5 from the sale of each stamp set sold through Honeybee Stamps is going to be donated to the Rachel's Challenge project. So I think that that is absolutely phenomenal. I love when those stamp companies that we love in this industry give back, and Honeybee is one of the best. I just love this. Now, I wanted to stamp hearts. This stamp set also has a bunch of hearts in it, and I thought they would be the perfect accent. This is really a single layer card other than the panel has been trimmed down to fit my card base, but it ends up being a single layer card, and I wanted to create these hearts. But the regular distress inks weren't showing up. I started stamping that red one, and I stamped it over and over and over, that solid red heart, and I was like, yeah, not gonna work. So I went and grabbed the coordinating distress oxides, which, remember, they've got pigment ink in them. This is gonna work so much better. I should have just done that in the first place. In fact, you could really use those for inking your background as well if you don't want to do both. I wanted to leave that in here so that you guys knew why I did what I did. Why I used both sets of inks. You would not have to do that if you just simply use the oxides to ink your background, distress your background, and then stamp your hearts. But you could use both if you have both like I do and love them. I kind of prefer distress inks for inking my backgrounds for the most part. There are always those instances that I like to use oxides instead, but I kind of prefer my distress inks, for inking backgrounds, and then for stamping and other techniques, I like the oxides, but it's just a personal preference. Then I am kind of following the rainbow stripes on the design as far as stamping. There's going to be some overlap, like this blue heart I'm going to stamp here on the edge or off the bottom edge. It overlaps green. I could have gone blue or green. And there's going to be a time where I stamp a red heart that's nowhere near red. It's just kind of whatever. I did try to do tone on tone for most of the card design. I scattered hearts above, below, on both sides, just until I felt like I had a nice assortment throughout my card. In the finished card, you will notice that some of the hearts are shiny. In fact, a great majority of the hearts are shiny. That was created with Nuvo crystal drops in White Blizzard. I went over the hearts with this and let it dry completely. They're going to have an iridescent, sparkly finish. Then I also thought, why not add a few more Nuvo crystal drops throughout? So I went and grabbed some of my favorite colors: red berry, ripened pumpkin, dandelion yellow, green apple or apple green, I can't remember what exactly it's called, crushed grape, midnight blue, all colors that complemented and coordinated the background design, and scattered a few of those, kind of matching them up close to my hearts. So it really kind of completed it, finished it off. I did stamp the hearts multiple times, one on top of another. I did want to mention that really quick. That's why I used the Misty to stamp them. That way I got really dark stamped images. All of the Nuvo crystal drop footage I did not get filmed. I did not realize my camera memory card was full. I had headphones in and I didn't hear my video camera beep at me saying, hey, we're full. You need to put in a new card or get this footage off of your camera. So I apologize for that. But if you've seen any of my other videos where I add Nuvo crystal drops, pretty straightforward, just adding drops, just coloring over those hearts with that White Blizzard. I'm going to finish adding these hearts. I'm going to add this panel to a white side fold card base. And this is going to finish my card. I hope this has inspired you to create some amazing kindness themed cards that you can give to family, friends, anyone really. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for this rainbow striped card featuring the Honeybee Stamps You Are Loved World Kindness Day stamp set. The supplies I used are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Here are a couple more videos featuring Honeybee Stamps that you might be interested in. Thank you guys so much for joining me today, and we'll see you next time.